Hey, this is the 8th episode in the Restoring Aquina project. Now I'm going to head inside and start cleaning up the cabin. And I'm just using this this scraper and running along the top here to get off all the remnants of the bee's nests. And then I'm going to use this bottle of Simple Green and then clean off the mildew with that. I finished up cleaning inside the boat and then it started hailing, so I went back home and did some work downstairs. So in here I have all my finished woodwork. These are from the cabin, and I have the grab rails there, the spreaders, and then these smaller pieces from the interior, and then we got those longer pieces from the interior, and that goes in the cockpit. And now I have these little like accent pieces. They go up in like the corners around the hatch up in the V-berth, and the varnish on these was not really repairable. It was like really peeling, so I'm scraping it off and I'm gonna re-varnish them. I have the hatch to the anchor well fixed up, as well as the door to the ice box, and now I'm back to working on the table. It had this old and thick and kind of gummy finish on it that I wasn't a big fan of, and it had a lot of different cracks and chips and stuff, and a table is kind of something that you want to look nice, or at least I do. So I'm going to refinish it all. It was so gummy that the sandpaper wasn't really doing it, or the orbital sander wasn't really doing it. So I've been using a card scraper, which is just like a little card of metal with a burr on the edge, and then when you push it along, kind of like by flexing it, you take off like a little shaving. And so I've been doing that, but now I'm going to go back to the orbital sander. This is the one that was giving me the most trouble, but I finally got it to where I want it to be, so I'm going to move on to the next ones. Keep sanding those down. Alright, after a lot of card scraping and sanding, I finally have it up to a smooth and even 320 grit. So now it's pretty much ready for finish. First I gotta just wipe it down with acetone and make sure all the dust is off. Here it is with the first coat of poly. I think it looks good. Alright, it's the next morning. I applied the first coat late last night. So now I'm doing a once over with 4-aught 4-0 steel wool to knock down the finish and kind of blend in any irregularities, and then I'll apply the second coat. Alright guys, I finally got the first coat of finish on the tow rail. Pretty happy with it. It was kind of difficult. I had my dad on the ladder, and then he got the outside edge, and then I was up on the deck and I got the inside edge, and we did both sides, and I'll probably do 2 more coats or so. And then the next day I started work on the 2 fiberglass repairs that I have to make. I finished cutting out all of the section of the cracked fiberglass, and I found this plywood that was underneath, and it looks like the hull cavity is just filled with water. So I'm going to get a hand pump and pump all of it out. I just finished up hole sawing 4 holes under the cockpit, and I scraped out all the balsa wood that was in there. And I just figured I'd give you an overview of the problem and what I'm planning on doing. So when we first came to look at the boat, we were really surprised in how good a shape it was in. And there's no like soft spots on the whole deck, except for the cockpit, which I know is like probably the most important place to be strong, because it's the most used and stepped on area. But the best part about that is that I have access through the lockers to fix it. But so the problem is the joint between the rudder shaft casing and the deck has opened up, and then the water has gone in there, and then it's permeated out into the floor. I don't think this area back here is pretty solid because the deck's sloped, so I don't think too much has gotten up there. But like this area here all has to be replaced. The plan is to route out the section that I'm replacing and then glass in a new piece of plywood and then reinforce that, get everything strong, and then of course seal this up with, you know, epoxy and caulking and maybe a layer of fiberglass. So down here I have these 3 holes that I just kind of used to see where I was at with the core, and hopefully I can get this to dry out over the next couple days. And I vacuumed around in these to get out as much as I could. I have to cut out like a square around this whole area, and then I'm gonna drop in the or put up a piece of plywood and probably screw that through, epoxy that to the top piece of fiberglass on the cockpit floor, and then seal that in from the bottom here and make that nice and strong and good as new. So this is a balsa core, I think, and yeah, it's quite wet. And then the problem down here in the anchor well is that somehow this started cracking much smaller than it is now, and water filled up into there over the past 10-11 years, maybe even before. It was just sitting here, and so it filled up. There's this cavity here that's sealed off from the rest of the locker and then around in the engine locker, and so that filled up with water, and then with it freezing, it expanded and caused the further cracking that was really bad, really noticeable. And so here I cut it all out. I pumped out the water and vacuumed up everything that was in there, and then I'm either gonna pull up a piece of glass from underneath and then glass over that, or I'm gonna drop a piece of plywood on and then glass over that, but this will be all sealed up. But yeah, this needs to be nice and strong because with the engine here, you don't want to be torquing the hull or anything like that, and as well as with the rudder there. So yeah, I want to make this nice and sturdy. Alright, that's going to be it for this episode, so thanks for watching.